Coming up next on Not the 9 to 5 podcast.
Age of 10, I knew I used to like making people laugh, and I knew that I needed to do, or I wanted to do something. And at the time, they were only looking for actors, and I wasn't even an actor. So I kind of had to lie and say, yeah, I'm an actor. I just had a bit of a break coming back into the industry. I'd never done it in my life. We're going to make you a star, kid. Come and stay with us. You've got to take rejection. That is part of the job. Unless you're on an A-lister, you've probably got a little side hustle. Nothing wrong with that. You'd be good in EastEnders. You would. You should go on that. Oh, really, mate? I was that easy. I did that, and I thought, in my head, it's my big break. The truth is, it wasn't.
Welcome to Not the 9 to 5,
the podcast for freelancers
by freelancers.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out,
join us as we share insights, tips and stories
to help you thrive in the world of independent work.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Francesca.
We are two freelancers exploring the highs, lows
and everything in between. So grab your coffee, kick back
and let's dive into another episode of Not the 9 to 5.
Katheryn Siggers.
Francesca Marago.
How are you?
Hello. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very good. We have a very special guest with us here today, which I'm really excited to share on the pod.
Go on. Tell us who we've got.
We've got actor Dean Kilbey here in the studio. So he's a London-born actor and stand-up comedian. So we might be getting a bit of jokes throughout the pod, we'll see.
Comedy gold.
He trained at the Artist Theatre School under respected British actress Amanda Redman, MBE. Dean won the Best Actor Award at the Birmingham Film Festival in 2019 for gritty drama film The Edge, and was nominated for Best Actor at the Romford Horror International Film Festival in 2022 for Manfish, which went on to win Best Feature Film Award. So lots of exciting things there that we would love to delve into. So welcome, Dean. Thanks for joining us.
Hello. Yeah, welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah, cheers. I've just about to load the dishwasher, so, it gives me something to do, doesn't it? All good.
That's it. Get you out of the house chores.
Yeah, keep me in the house. My dishwasher's inside. We haven't got an outside dishwasher,
Oh, you haven't?
It's like 1920. I actually don't do stand-up anymore, and during the course of this interview you'll realise why, because I'm not very funny. But no, I don't actually. I did start that way though, to be honest.
Cool. Wicked. So tell us a little bit about you and your acting career and how that all works at the moment.
What's at the moment? Well, I suppose if I was honest, it's quite quiet at the moment because there's a lot going on in the world. But it's picking up again, and I've got some good projects coming out. I'm actually in Supercell at the moment, which is the #1 show in the world on Netflix. It's not because I'm in it, of course, but I happen to be in it. No. So you've got to talk about it. Yeah, it's a really good show. It's doing so well. I'm in episode 4, if people want to check it out. Really good show, very gritty, London-based superhero series, to be honest. It's different. It's like London's version of the Marvel, film, and great reviews.
Oh, wicked!
That's cool. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I was going to say, who are you playing in it? What's your role?
Well, it's one of those. It's a good role actually, but the name they give me is the bailiff, which is great credit. You just you're the bailiff. Oh God, so familiar, mate. So it would have been nice to have a name like Steve, Dave, or Dave the bailiff, but anyway, he's the bailiff, and he's in a good scene with one of the lead actors, and it's like a superhero film but set in reality. This guy's in debt. He's a one-parent family, and he just happens to be a superhero as well. And I come knocking at his door asking for money, and it gets quite tense. It's just a really good scene, and it's like I say, a pleasure to be in a massive Netflix series. So it's all good, There's no small parts, they say, and it's true,
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
So,
sorry, I was just going to say, in terms of sort of acting, have you always been an actor? Is this something that you've always done, or have you done anything before that? Have you always been in the freelance world?
To be honest, I've done every job you can imagine. Every job, not. I don't know what your mind's like, so don't imagine too much because this could get me into trouble. So not every job. I've done a lot of jobs, normal jobs, I mean, literally from chef to postman to security, every job you could have possibly imagined I've done, because you need to work alongside acting. Unless you're an A-lister, let's be honest, you've got to have a sideline, a side hustle, because I like to eat. You know what I mean? I like to eat. I like to wear clothes. I like to go on holiday. I like to drive a nice car, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not a money person, but unfortunately, you need money in the world. So, I have to do other
You
stuff.
do.
But
Did you always want to be an actor? Was that always the goal?
Well, you know what? As far back as I can remember, and I can remember a long way. I can remember when I had a fringe. We're going back a while. I can remember. You're thinking, God, he's got a good memory. But no, honestly, from when I was about 10, even at the age of 10, I knew I used to like making people laugh, and I knew that I needed to do, or I wanted to do something. So in my head, when I was about 10 up until 20, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I just wanted to make people laugh. That's all I wanted to do, make people laugh. And it never sort of happened. And then I got to about 33 and I thought, I need to do something about this. But how do I do it? How do I do it? So I just sort of Google. I don't know if it was, sure it was Google at the time, 20 years ago. I was just looking at how to get into comedy. And I bought a magazine called Time Out. And it was a London's listing mag. They probably don't do it anymore, to be honest. I think they give it away for free.
I think they do.
Yeah, I think they do it.
I think they give it away for free, actually. But in those days, you had to pay with
Probably.
money. You see shillings and fucking bits, whatever it was. And can't remember the currency at the time, I don't know where that voice came from. It was a bit weird. I think I needed lots of water.
I think you need to do that the whole episode, actually. Can you just
Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay in that voice.
Okay. I'll stay in the voice for this interview. Just to this section, if you'd like, in case someone's casting for voices as well. Wasn't joking about water. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So basically I saw an advert saying stand-up comedians, you want to try out some material, ring up this number. And then I booked myself into a pub, comedy club, and did 5 minutes of material. And I remember getting a couple of laughs. It wasn't great, but it was enough to give me a buzz, even though I was so scared, I was nervous. It gave me a buzz, and I thought, well, actually, if I keep doing this, maybe I'll get better. But it turned out I didn't get any better. Look, where were you when I needed you? This is the sort of laughter I could have done with 20 years ago.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It was you. You was in school. That's where you was. But primary school. But no, so I got a lot of experience. So basically, I carried on doing stand-up for a couple of years, and probably done about 100 gigs. Ranging. And I eventually got to the Comedy Store, which is a massive thing. And probably the most I ever did was 20 minutes. But then it got to a point in my life where my kids were young, and it was hard work. I was working at the time. I was a postman, so I was going in the mornings, getting home at 12 in the afternoon. But I was getting back from gigs at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, so it was a nightmare, So in the end, I just stopped, and I didn't know what to do. And then I kind of thought maybe I should try acting, because that's kind of what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to get into it, which is why I thought I'd go the back route, go comedy, see if people would see me and recognise me. They never did. So I thought, right, I better start properly, stop mucking about and get on with it. And I just started. My first thing, there was a competition. I think it was in 2001, BBC, and the way I could explain it was like the X Factor of its day. But it was like the BBC were looking for actors, but it wasn't televised. So this is the worst thing about it. It wasn't televised. It was all done behind closed doors. So I went for an audition to even get into this process. And at the time, they were only looking for actors, and I wasn't even an actor. So I kind of had to lie and say, yeah, I'm an actor. I just had a bit of a break coming back into the industry. I'd never done it in my life. I just done stand-up. I just thought, you got to blag a little bit, haven't you? Let's be honest.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Yeah, fake it till you make it.
Exactly. So basically, I did this process, and I got down. There's 32,000 people, and basically, I kind of won it. And there was 12 people won it, and I won a contract with BBC through that. And I was probably 35, and they wait to assign you a role that fits you. And I got a little role on EastEnders, a tiny little role, but at the time, it was the biggest thing in my life that happened to me. Do you know, my parents, my mum used to watch EastEnders all the time, so she was like, "Oh my God, things from EastEnders." She doesn't speak like that. I don't know why I did that voice. But it wasn't far off, but it wasn't that. But anyway, so I did that, and I thought in my head, it's my big break. The truth is, it wasn't. You know, the show came out. I was cut mercifully, so you just see a little bit of me. All the dialogue was gone, so I thought my whole world had collapsed. And for about a year after, I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. It's too much to take. Can't take the rejection. And I literally was in tears. I'll be honest, I was in tears because I was like, I built up my whole life, or the whole year waiting for this, thinking it was going to do something for me, and it just sort of went in a flash. So I was literally didn't know what to do. But I just carried on. I decided, actually, I do love acting, so let's see what I can do.
Yeah.
And I joined Amanda Redmond's theatre school, which Francesca knows all about, or Frances, I can't read it. Francesca. Frances is just not you, is it? Francesca's not talking. So yeah.
So
what sort of things did you have to do? Like, you say you went through this audition process and like it was like a competition. Like, what did you have to do? Like, you clearly had some acting bones within you if you won it.
Yeah, it's
even though you'd never had any training before.
Well, I suppose all my life I've been acting because making people laugh, and sometimes you're not necessarily even in a good mood, but you just like to be that person. People know me as a funny guy, and I am sort of not bigging myself up. I'm quite funny sometimes, you know. And when I was young, people used to know me. He's the funny one in the group, you know. So you kind of play up to that, even when maybe you're not in the mood. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to be funny, and that sounds silly. But then I go out and I think, I'm all right now. Actually, I'm in the mood now with company. I'll just come alive, you know. So I remember going to this audition, and there was queues. I'm not even joking. There's 1,000 people in the queue. It was in Guildford. All around the country, there was I think there was 16 venues, so a couple of thousand people at each venue. And you just queue up, this massive queue, right? And you get there to the front of the queue, and they basically go, okay, take your name. And the person behind you in the queue becomes your partner for the first round. And so behind me was a sort of, I won't say elderly. She was probably my age now, so 20 years older than I was at the time. So what your partners for the day now, and here's a script. Go off and learn that, and we'll call you. So me and this woman who'd done a lot of acting, and she was from a sort of certain background, no dispersions, but very lovely lady, and she was very good. And I was thinking, oh God, how's this going to work?
Oh gosh.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I feel a bit embarrassed now. But we got the script. I can't remember what the script was. I really can't remember what it was. But we did it, and we performed it in front of all these executives from BBC. And then they go, thank you very much. You wait outside the door. And then about half hour later, or 2 hours later, when they've gone for everyone, they then say, right, the list of the people coming through to the next round is blah, blah, blah. My name's getting called out. I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I was like, wow. So I did again. I was like panicking. She said, thank you very much. Lovely to meet you. Blah, blah, blah. Don't ever call me. You're blocked. Well, a bit harsh, to be honest. But she didn't too lovely. Helen Mirren, her name was. I don't think she's done anything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm joking.
Oh, no.
I know her.
Never heard of her in my life.
Yeah. So then the next round was improvisation. So they give you a topic. I think mine was shoes. That was it, shoes. And you've got to go on stage in front of everyone else who was left behind. So there was probably whittled down quite a bit. I think it's 100 people. Get on stage in front of 100 people. I think they picked 3 people in a row to go up the stage and perform some little skit or anything you wanted. That could be comedy, drama, whatever came to mind. So I just remember going on stage talking about my shoes, but then doing silly voices halfway through, so they don't fit. They're really cutting me. I can't walk in these. I can't remember what I was doing. Then I turned into a serious actor. I was playing the part of the bloke selling me the shoes. I don't know what I was doing. I can't remember, and I don't know what happened. It's just adrenaline took over, and I was like, God, I've got to perform. There's 100 people watching me. So I did that. Everyone was laughing and clapping. I thought, seemed to go down quite well. I'm quite pleased with myself. And then you they go, thank you very much. We'll let you know. And that was it. And then a month later, got a phone call and a letter saying you've been selected for the final rounds at BBC Elstree. And I think the total people there was probably about 100 people from the whole country. Out of 32,000, they whittled it down to 100. And I was there. So we went there again, and we was given a script. I think it was from BBC EastEnders or BBC Doctor, some BBC script we had to learn with a partner.
Right.
And so I met the partner on the day, and we rehearsed all, for an hour, and then we had to go on stage, and then it was all filmed, and we all watched it back, and they gave us notes about our performance as a screen actor. And again, got through. And then there was I think there was 20 of us left. And then we was all waiting for is there a winner, or what happens now? And it was a case of, well done. You are the last 20 or 30 people, whatever it was, I can't remember. And you're all winners. We can't pick 15 out of, you're all amazing. So we've decided you're all gonna get contracts. And we're like,
Right.
So I just left my job, left my wife, never looked back. No, joking. No, but at that moment, you just thought, oh my God, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't it. It was a really nice door opening, which led to Little EastEnders role, which got cut. But again, it's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger type thing. I come from nothing into acting, and suddenly I'd won this thing. I got a chance to be on EastEnders. And even though at the time I was literally distraught when it got cut, I realised actually I love this acting business, So I just thought, let's give it a go. And like I say, literally after that, I met someone at a barbecue, and he said, I work at Amanda Redmond's school, doing the plays, I do the lighting. And he said, they're always looking for blokes. Why do you pop down there? I'm like, I don't know about that. He said, no, I see, go down. So I went down there. Next thing, I'm in a show, and I'm like, what? Singing, doing a Michael Jackson moonwalk. I'm like, what's going on here? I didn't sign up for this.
Oh wow! I mean, that journey sounds so vigorous, and it just takes a lot out of you, doesn't it, as an actor, going through all of these stages of trying to, I suppose, make it, and then you get to the end, and it's such a great win, and then you don't see yourself on the screen because they've cut you. I mean, it can be quite sad, and I guess that's a reason for a lot of people leaving the industry, because of that idea of rejection, or that idea of, I guess, everyone's searching for a desire or an end goal or something to prove yourself as an actor. There's lots of actors who are just strictly theatre actors and strictly film actors, and they don't merge. And it doesn't mean that you're not a great actor if you don't do both of those things. Sometimes you just have a preference. And I think people just need to remind themselves of how far you've come and how great that journey was. Because I guess that then set you up for ATS, didn't it? And then meeting Amanda and seeing how then she did stuff in the school and things like that. How was it for you?
I loved it at ATS. I'm still in contact with Amanda now. I'm sure you are. I mean, she's brilliant. I mean, she's the best teacher you could ever have, because, as you know, if she's quite hot, she's lovely, she's soft, she's great, brilliant actress. But if you do something wrong, she'll let you know, and it's tough love. And at the time, I'm thinking, hold on, I'm 35, I'm not at school, I don't want to be told off. But you need, it's not my skill. I need to be taught. Sometimes I thought, hold on, that's a bit much, But, the truth is, it toughens you up, and you need it. So I owe everything to ATS. They, looked after me, met loads of people. And again, it was weird because I was about 35 when I went, and it was in my class, the 18-year-olds. Maybe the oldest person might have been 25. So I was quite conscious that, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this, But then you realise, actually, acting, you have to meet and work with every age. And now I've got friends who are my kids' age, 25, 27. Do you know what I mean? Because we're the same. We might be different ages, and I think I'm 18 anyway. My brain's 18-year-old, so I'm still a kid. So I get on with every age, and have a laugh. And so it's weird.
You have to be as an actor, don't you? You have to be flexible. You really have to be flexible and be able to work with anyone. So it's probably a really good learning tool for you. And also that sense of discipline that sounds like it was installed within you of it's tough love, but you got to keep going if you really want it.
I mean, I think there's no kind of dream, we're going to make you a star, kid, come and stay with us and all that. She's got a very weird voice, Amanda. I don't know if you heard her in real life.
Yeah, that's exactly
sit down and talk about this. She wasn't like that. She's lovely. She's very, very good. But no, she's very just precise, very precise, and the way I talk, she's always picking me up on dropping T's and P's and stuff like that. And she's right. At the time, I was like, yeah, but I'm a normal bloke. This is how normal blokes talk. So I want to talk on a telly like this. Yeah, but if we can't understand what you're saying, it's not going to work. Although
That's
some
it.
actors actually seem to get by doing that, don't they? Their mumbling technique. But so I've refined it a little bit, but I'm still just a bloke.
So when you
But I've learned
joined,
a bit.
ATS, how did their, I guess, their lessons work for you? I mean, what did you do? What kind of training did they offer you to help you grow?
See, me personally, I always say this. I always feel like I'm not that sort of person who can be taught, and I don't mean this in an arrogant way. I get like lying down on a floor, breathing in air, or pretending you're a tree, and all this business. In my brain, it's like, what is this doing for me? You know, relaxing exercises. I'm just like, just give me the script, let me learn it, and I'll do it. That's not the right way to do it, but that's how I do it. But you know, I think you've got to open yourself up to everyone's teachings. You know what I mean? The main thing I got from ATS was the ability to perform every week in front of people. That, to me, that's the best training I could ever have, because you can only get better by continually doing something. So maybe the first week I was really embarrassed to get up and talk or read. I remember I had to read the script. There's like 10 of us, 15 of us in a circle reading the script. And I thought, like, you're going to be playing blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, God. I'm trying to look at the words before it gets to me, and I'm not getting all nervous. Like, excuse me. Well, you know, and I'm trying to think, how am I going to sound? I'm going to sound really common, and they're going to sound posh. And I'm, oh God, this is not right. You know, so I'm panicking all the way through it. But you eventually do it, and then you just think, oh, it's all right. You know, you just you just get used to performing in public. That's all I needed, I felt. But discipline, you know, learning your lines, knowing to show up on time, be respectful to people, you know, and I can't remember the phrase you used to use all the time. It's like repeating us 3 times. You'd repeat it, but I can't remember what it was now, which is weird. It should stick in my head, shouldn't it? It's like something to do with not punctuality, pronunciation, but I can't remember the word I'm thinking of. You can cut this bit.
I always remember the tongue twister, what's it? The teeth, the lips, the tip of the tongue, and we used to do that all the time. All the time.
I love that one.
I hate things like that. I'm terrible at them. I can't do them. So that's me thinking, I can't even do a tongue twister. How am I going to be an actor? But you know what I mean? But I get why they're useful. They open your mouth, they stretch your bowels, your muscles that you think you use it. But I used to think, well, I talk every day. So why do I need to exercise? I don't exercise when I walk down the shops and then I have to talk to someone. So why have I got to do it on screen? But I understand now. You need to relax, and you need to be able to speak. And so it's weird. You know, you learn. Maybe you look back and realise it was all worth it. You were learning.
Was there anything from your stand-up kind of ventures that you kind of took into acting with you, and you thought, oh, actually, I already know how to do that because I did stand-up for those years?
No. You know what it was? Honestly, it's like fake confidence. That's all it is. It's the blag. You know, it's like a duck or a swan. Actually, a better example. A swan, gracious on, not that I'm ever gracious, but do you know what I mean? On the top, they're lovely. Underneath, their legs are going, oh, God.
You're not? I thought you was the most elegant person I've ever met, Dean.
Well, the camera does wonders to me, you know, what. But no, it's a bit like that. It was a bit like that for me. It was just like putting on a face, in control, but underneath panicking, thinking, is this right? Am I doing it right? Are they laughing? Or if I'm not trying to be funny, are they taking me seriously? Am I a good actor? Am I getting somewhere? Or am I making myself look an idiot? I was always self-conscious, worried about what other people thinking. And to an extent, now I still worry about what people think of me. But it doesn't really matter, to be honest, what people think of me or my acting. As long as I get work, then it must be okay. That's when you know, actually, maybe I'm all right, you know, because I get quite a bit of work and I'm doing all right. You know, but it takes years. That's the truth. I think what people need to realise. It's not of overnight success. Oh, I want to be in Big Brother because I want to be famous. Well, no, I've never wanted to be famous. But of course, if it came knocking and I got something so big that people recognise me, then of course I'd be happy and I'd take that on board. But that's not my aim. It's just to do what I love, and it's to act every day. You know. I got all serious then. Do you notice that? It's good, isn't it? It can happen. If the money's there, I can be serious. Do you know what I mean?
I guess, because you said it takes a lot of time, and for people listening to this, I guess myself as well included, there's always that level of like, okay, can it happen now? Can it happen now? Like, I don't have patience for this. Like, let's go now. And it's like, it is a waiting game. How do you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with, I guess waiting for answers all the time? You know, sometimes you do auditions and you don't get any responses back. And you sort of need to plan your life around it, you know, and it can be quite difficult. How do you keep a momentum going?
I think I used to think about it too much. You know, if you didn't get a part, for example, then you just say to yourself, I'm not very good. But now I know, even to get an audition, you've got to be quite good. You know, they're not going to waste their time seeing people they're not interested in. So that you know you can do it. See, the best way to be positive, if you don't get a role, it's like, I wasn't right for that role. There's someone better than me out there, which is, you know, I'm not the best. No one's the best. It's, are you right for that role? Maybe the son who's playing, you know, the kid who's playing my son didn't look like me. You know, maybe he wasn't a bald Cockney. I don't. No, but do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's simple little decisions like he doesn't look like he's his dad, or there's just someone, you know, ultimately it's someone who's done a better audition, you know, and you've got to take on their chin and just, so you just got to go, well, okay, next time I'll get the next one. As long as I've got opportunities coming in, then I'm happy, you know. And I think, but that's now because I'm used to it. You've got to take rejection. That is part of the job. You know, you're probably going to get 1 out of 20 auditions if you're lucky. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I've just learned to just get on with it and not think about it.
Yeah.
You know, it is hard.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to it.
Of course it does. Even now, when it's a big job that you really want, you think, I'll be perfect for this. I know I can do this. And your agents love your audition. They're like, oh, this is brilliant. You get good feedback. Oh, they went with someone else. You're like, you build yourself up for that. So you just go, all right, I'm a bit annoyed actually, but in an hour I'll be fine. And then I'll be excited about the next audition or the next thing I'm working on. Or, you know, you just go, there'll be something else. And it always is something else.
Yeah.
But the best bit of advice I can give is just don't give up. It's as simple as that. I've felt like giving up over the years. And I think, well, what would I do if I weren't doing this? I'll be at home dreaming about being an actor. Well, actually, I'm an actor. So what am I doing? Carry on.
Yeah.
And just see where the journey takes you. There's no age limit.
Yeah.
You know, you hopefully get better as you get older. I look different to when I started. You know, I had dreams of being an actor, I had long hair, you know, a bit slimmer. I look a bit better. Now I'm just an old geezer with a pot belly. But it's all, you know, it's working for me. So it's all right. You just got to embrace yourself, you know, be true to yourself and just carry on. You know, it's literally that simple. And it is tough, but there's tougher jobs out there. You know, if it's all about money, you can get a job and earn money somewhere. If it's about passion, you've got to swallow a bit of that money and just do what you love and see where it goes. But I'm happy doing it. I'm happy. That's the difference. You know what I mean? I've never been happier than when I've been acting. It's about acting.
And what do you do in the downtime then? Like, as you said, like the industry is quiet and it has been for a little while now because of these strikes. What do you do when it's quiet? Like, do you have any hobbies or do you have a different job that you do? How do you do that?
Well, luckily, I sleep a lot, and no, I'm joking. Actually, I don't. But I've got my new OnlyFans page coming out soon. If you're into foot fetishes and ball people, it's something you might enjoy. You know, they've all got to earn a living. Don't judge me.
Fair
enough. I haven't done that. No, I do. I do a bit of security work actually at hotels.
Okay.
And this was something I've recently started doing because, again, COVID comes in. You know, what do you do? Sit around? What do you do? Honestly, you can go mad. A friend of mine is an actor, and he said he used to do security work years ago. And I said to him, "That's not for me. That's not the type of work I want to do." You know. He said, "Yeah, but it's not," because I used to think of it as a bouncer. All right, mate, not with them shoes, you ain't. Get out. It's nothing like this. It's just like being in a hotel, and you're just basically customer facing, being nice to people and directing them where they want to go and looking after them. You know. So I do that. I do that when and if I need to, or if I want to. Actually, is another point because I'm freelance actor, freelance self-employed security. So since I've been doing that, it's freed me up. I feel much freer. I feel more in control because it literally is like I've got a
financially. Do you mean
Right.
freer financially?
In every sense, really. You know, in the past, I've had full-time jobs, but I've still managed to carve out an acting career, which was bloody hard. Oh, sorry, he swore. Cut that. But no,
Oh, no, don't worry about it.
no, it really was hard. I was going to say something else, so you've done well there. Uh, it was really hard. I was working a full-time job and then still working and getting auditions and then having to juggle. How do I get... I've got to do this job now. I've got to go to Manchester for 5 days, but I'm still working for... How do I manage this? And a lot of times you just pull in favours and ask people to cover you, or you know, it's tough. It's tough. And at one point, I thought, I always had this vision in my head that at some point I was confident that I'd get to a point where I didn't need to work full time. It'd be so well balanced that it would work, and it is at the moment. It is now. And that's because I made the jump to do this security thing, which it's fine. It's okay. Of course, it's not what I want to do. But there's loads of actors working in restaurants who don't want to do that, but they do it because they've got a passion and nothing's going to stop them from getting where they want to be. And that's the same for me. Unless you're on an A-lister, you've probably got a little side hustle. Nothing wrong with that. I used to be ashamed that I had to work as well. And again, it's all in my head. But people say to me, what are you ashamed about? You're joking, mate. You're bringing up a family. You know, of course you've got to work. You know, you should be proud. So I looked at it a different way and thought, yeah, actually, no, they're right. They are right. But of course, the dream is never to have to do that side hustle. You know, but even big actors I know, they have down times and then they have to do something. It's just the way of the world, you know. Instagram says, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. We don't want to show them the mundane stuff we do because no one's interested. We want to promote ourselves and say, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it's about selling yourself and showing people what you can do, and hopefully you get more work, you know.
Yeah, I guess like for a lot of actors, there's a difficulty because they want to be an actor and they want to be a working actor, but it's finding the right job for them on the side that gives them the flexibility to then go for auditions, do stuff. And it's great that you have that flexibility with the security work, because I know so many actors who work in pubs and they don't have that, not necessarily that flexibility, because they have to be there every, Saturday night, Friday night or whatever, and they can't pick their shifts. So that can all be tough.
It's a hard balance. That's what I mean. For years, I didn't know what job I could do that would work with it. And I've kind of found this. I'm like, I wish I'd known this years ago.
Yeah. What's the dream? Where do you want to get to?
I hate this question. This is why I should have done some research.
It's actually not on our questions. So it's actually not.
So you would have stopped me anyway. Yeah. It's a weird thing. I don't have a sort of idea in my head kind of where I want to be. I mean, someone said to me, you'd be good in EastEnders. You should go on that. Oh, really, mate? Oh, it's that easy. So I just go on it, do I?
Oh, yeah.
I just turn up on set one day.
I'm just going to go on it.
Right,
yeah.
I'm here. Where do you want me? So luckily, as you know, I've been in EastEnders the first time, which got cut. And recently, about 5 years ago, I was in EastEnders again. It didn't get cut. Proper couple of scenes, really good. And I've recently been seen for them again, very recently. So it's like you're on the radar. There's a role there waiting to happen. And I wouldn't lie to you. Of course, I'd love to be in EastEnders. It's a soap. It gets you out there. And whether you'd want to be in it for 20 years, I don't know. But I'm older, so in theory, why not? You know, I'm an actor. I want to work. So if I was offered a big contract on EastEnders for a year, I'd say yes. Of course, I'd love to do that. I think it'd open up doors, and I don't think I'd be typecast because I've got a good range of sort of abilities and characters, and I'd be confident that it'd help me. I kind of would like that to happen. Equally, I've done a lot of films lately. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I've got a few films coming out that I'm lead role in, and I'm hoping that'll do something for me. So of course, yes, I want to be lead in films. But it's not all about being lead. It's about having good roles. Let's be honest. It's about having good roles, good characters in good productions. You know, a little role in a massive production is as good as or as equal as being a lead role in a low budget film or medium budget film. As long as you're acting, you're getting seen, and people go, actually, he's quite good. I like him. You're getting yourself out there. So you got to do. You know, try and do good work, and not pick not very good projects. I say that I've done it myself. You know, because on paper you go, that's a great script. I love that.
I know.
It's a good character. And then when you do it and you watch it back, you're like, just for some reason it wasn't executed very well. Whether it's me or other actors, the lighting, the sound, something that made it just not good. And you think, oh, it could have been so much better. But
Yeah.
it won't. I don't think it'll kill your career. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to take jobs and hope. I always take it. The way I look at it, I take a job and do what I feel is the best thing I can do for it. I'll give my best version of me for that film and hope it's enough to at least get me seen and people appreciate what I can do. Even if the film's not great, they go, actually, but I really liked him.
Yeah.
It sounds selfish, but do you know what I mean? As long as you've done something, you've done your best, I think that's okay. And you'll learn something on every set anyway.
You just never know where it takes you. You know, whatever job you do, whether that be a short film or a bigger project, you don't know what festival that you go to or who will pick it up or who will see you. And also the role that you have, as long as you're making an impact in some capacity in that role, however big or small, that's your job done, I think. And if you
100%.
love doing that, that's just even better. So always go.
Yeah, if you don't love it, then you should be doing it. I think that's the way I look at it. I spoke to people. I hate this waiting around all day, and it's tedious. I mean, I got here. They said the call time was 7. I got here at 6. I had to be early anyway, and then they didn't call me till 1 o'clock. And then lunch came. I hadn't even done a scene till 4 o'clock. I'm like, mate, this is the industry. I'm so happy when I'm on set. I don't care what time they call me. I'm just learning my lines. I'm enjoying this. I can't wait to get on set. So. Yeah. That's all part of the buzz. So people who moan about the little things are just like, God, I don't think your heart's in it. You've got to love every part of it. You know what I mean? Because we're in a privileged position. When you get on that set, you should be so happy and proud of yourself as well, even for getting on the set. So I've just signed with a new agent, and called Wintersons, and they're a top agency in London. I'm so happy to be joining them because they reached out to me basically, and it was a case of talk about freelancing and stuff. I mean, I was with an agent called AK Agents, and unfortunately got an email 3 weeks ago, a phone call, sorry, to say the agency's closing down. Don't know why. And I'm like, what? I haven't had much luck with agents. Before this agency, AK, I was with an agent called Bodhi Talent, and I'm happy to talk about it on here because if you go on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, there's a lot of stuff talked about Bodhi Talent because they're basically a couple of comment, and loads of people are owed thousands of pounds. Yeah, they've done some bad stuff. Yeah. But the annoying thing is, I actually like them. This is the thing, because they're comment and they're charming. They're proper manipulators, you know, and I believe in everything they said. And the truth is, I actually had probably my best ever run of TV jobs with them. So I got it wrong. It was working. And then I started to hear rumours that they were fleecing actors of money and, not unethical practices, not professional and all this. And I'm thinking, no, it can't be. They've really been nice to me. They've been great. And I looked into it. It from friends I know who was with them, friends, directors who've heard about stuff. And I thought, I need to leave because I can't stay with these people because they're going to get a reputation. It's going to affect me. So I made a decision to leave. A month later, a massive expose came out from Deadline about how crooked they were and people owed thousands. And luckily, I got all my money I was owed. And, like I say, I did some good work with them. So it was a weird situation. So I went to a new agent, AK, and went with them a year, and then they closed down. So I'm thinking, oh, my God, what's going on? This is when you start getting a bit depressed and think, oh, maybe it's not happening. Because I thought it was happening, and then suddenly I took a step back, and then COVID didn't help. But like I say, it kind of come full circle now, and a big agency approached me and had an interview. I went for a meeting basically, and I've just signed with them. So I'm hoping that's going to work really well. So I'm really happy about that. Basically,
how exciting!
So another part of the story, again, going back to what I said, don't give up. That hit me like a brick 3 weeks ago. So I just thought, what? And I'm going to get another agent.
Another one opens, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so
and a better door as well. Solid oak, this one. The other one was like a PVC door, so it's a much better door. It's got a knock and a bell and everything. It's very lovely. Blue door as well, so it's nice. It matches my eyes. It's wasted on podcasters.
There you go. So before we round this up, we usually do a little guess game with our guests. So it's like a would you rather. Would you rather live on a peaceful tropical island or a bustling big city?
A peaceful tropical island every day.
Would you rather have to start a new job every year until you retire or have only one job for your entire career?
A new job every day.
Would you rather spend your money traveling the world but have few personal possessions, or have a really amazing house but never leave your hometown?
I travel the world.
Yeah.
Would you rather have to wear all black every day for the rest of your life or have to mix every colour of the rainbow into your outfit every day?
All black. And I do a lot anyway, so that works for me.
Neutral. Would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak every language?
I shouldn't take this so seriously. Talk to animals. I'd like to do that, yeah.
Would you rather always be 1 hour late or 1 hour early to everything?
1 hour early. It doesn't mean I am, but I'd like to be.
Yeah, we can be ambitious. Would you rather be covered from toe to neck in tattoos or have one big face tattoo?
Toe to neck.
Toe to neck.
We can't ruin this.
Would you rather...
There you go.
Would you rather have to speak in rhyme or riddles for the rest of your life?
Riddles.
Would you rather have more money or more time?
More time.
And finally, would you rather be a freelancer or PAYE?
Freelancer.
Yeah.
Phew.
And one last thing.
Yeah.
And one last thing for everyone listening: where can they find you? Where can they follow your onward journey?
My onward journey, so on Instagram, it's probably the best one, I think. So at DJ Kilb, that's my best. All my stuff's on there, show reels and what I'm up to. And I can't go without mentioning my next 3 films that are coming out. I hope you'll allow me to do that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because I've maybe heard of Fright Fest. It's
Yes.
it's the UK, well, actually one of the world's biggest sci-fi horror film festivals, Leicester Square. The 22nd to the 26th is a massive festival in the Leicester Square Cinema Lux. So massive, the biggest screen in the world, I think they said. Massive screen.
Oh, wow.
So it's the 25th anniversary as well. So it's going to be a massive event, massive press. But I've got 3 films out in there, so I've just got to mention them, all right? So we've got Members Club, which is a horror comedy, and I'm leading that. So I can't wait for that to come out. And that is showing on a Saturday, the 24th of August. And I hope you two are going to come see it.
Yes.
So put that date in your diary.
Please.
All right. Well, I don't know about that. But I'd like to see you there. And the other film I've got it playing at the same festival. It's called Charlotte. That's a psychological drama. Very dark, horrible character. Really great film. So again, I'm the male lead in that. And I'm in a film called Derelict, which is a psychological thriller. And I've got a role in that. And again, a completely different character. So 3 different characters, 3 seriously amazing films. And if that doesn't get me out, then nothing will, basically.
No,
but if it doesn't, I'll still carry on anyway. But yeah, so please come to Be Fright
There we
Fest.
go.
3 massive films. That's it.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Thanks
How
very much.
exciting.
Thank you for sharing that, and thank you for sharing your journey as an actor with us
Yes,
on the podcast.
I think it's going to be very helpful for a lot of actors out
We've
there.
got
For
lots
sure.
of actor listeners, so I think they'll find this really useful for them. So yeah, thank you.
I'm always sort of, even on Instagram, if people ask me questions, I'll answer. I'm always happy to offer advice, even though I'm not the guru on acting, but help just show people how you started and give them up with it,
Thanks for listening to Not the 9 to 5 podcast. If you like this episode, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel, where we release weekly podcasts every Monday.
Comment below to let us know who you'd like to see next on our podcast.
Give this video a thumbs up and maybe share it with a freelance friend or 2.
Until next week, everyone.
Keep freelancing.